Welcome to Market Like a Hot Shot, episode 44, double fours. Feudo, what's up?
Not much. I can't believe we've made it this far,
Double fours today, huh?
So it was funny. Yesterday I actually did a presentation downstairs about Market Like a Hot Shot.
How did that go?
It went really well, and people were shocked. They're like, so how many episodes have you done? And I'm like, well, we just started it over the summer, so we've only done, we released 43 earlier this week, and we're recording 44 tomorrow.
Yeah.
But you know what 45 is?
Yes. Next Wednesday.
The big...
Capey's Sports Bar, right?
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
Kaipe's.
I always say it wrong. I always butcher words.
Which we're going to right after we record this. It's really exciting.
Check it out. April 8th, 6 p.m. sharp. You got to be there sharp at 6, right? Plenty of parking across the street. We'll post the link, here.
Yeah, you can go to marketlikeahotshot.com and you click on events, and it'll be right in there. So
Sweet.
The link to register is right there.
Wow. Woo.
Yeah. Convenience, huh?
Convenience.
That was
I like it. Convenient like a hot shot. That might be episode 46. So.
And speaking of marketlikeahotshot.com, we just released Negotiate Like a Hot Shot.
Another class. You want to learn
class on there.
A lot of hot shots here. You want to learn like a hot shot. We have a third class about negotiating like a hot shot, along with networking like a hot shot and setting goals, achievable goals. So you need to click the learn link on marketlikeahotshot.com. Yeah. And you could check those out. Man, we have so much going on.
A lot going on. I know. And it's and we haven't even started the episode yet with our topic. And
this is near to my heart.
Yeah.
This is a topic that I actually do a weekly video, a health and wellness video every week on my AMC Health Solutions channel. So this is definitely near and dear. Being healthy like a hot shot. That's what we're going to talk about. Why our health is one of the biggest drivers of entrepreneurial success.
Absolutely.
It is. I mean, without your health, you're not going to have a business.
That's so true.
You'll be in the hospital, right?
Yeah. And I mean, like we talked about on the last episode, I think I had a bit of food poisoning a couple of weeks ago.
Face down, man. He was face down.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So I lost like a good day of work. And, as an entrepreneur at this stage, it's really difficult to lose that much time, during a critical time of the year. So it's a nightmare.
That's where we talk about, how entrepreneurs sabotage themselves. Look, you lost a day.
Yeah, that
you could have been with a client, or you could have been getting some work done.
I actually had to cancel 2 client meetings that day, so it was not good. I had to do that, but
and then your spring. Here's the good one, guys. How is that spring challenge going,
Do
Mr.
I have
James?
to talk about that?
He's supposed to be losing some weight, right?
We'll talk about it. I have lost some weight, which is good, but we will talk about that. But actually taking care of yourself really does give you a competitive advantage.
It does. So. That's why, I personally, personal story, I go to the gym. I do strength training 4 days a week at LA Fitness, and this guy hasn't been there yet. But
I know.
LA
we got to pick a Saturday. I know it's like...
You got to go 4 days a week. And then my off days, actually, that's when I do a little more cardio, jumping jacks, burpees, planks, and all that. And I'll tell you, the days I exercise, I rock and roll.
Yeah.
I get things done, man. My recruiting business, I'm making calls. I'm interviewing people. The marketing stuff's flowing. It flows, and that's why you have such a competitive advantage.
You do.
When you incorporate exercise in the morning. Emphasize the mornings, right? Early mornings for that.
So before we get into too many details about how to be healthy, there's something that we do want to share, which is that Jeff and I are not doctors. I mean, I joke that I have a BS in BS, but
Me too.
Actually, I have a master's.
Master's in BS.
Yeah. Actually, I have a master's in CIS, which is kind of fun. But no, we're not doctors, so absolutely nothing in this podcast should be considered medical advice because... we always tell you should talk to your doctor before you make any changes to your diet, to your exercise routine, or any supplements you take. Not only just stuff you hear us talking about today, but anything related to your health. It's always a good idea because we're all in different situations health-wise, right?
Exactly. We are. We're all different body. We can't, somebody cannot recommend a supplement to you without you getting assessed by your doctor, the assessment tools and all that. But, it's very important, especially if you're on medications.
It
You got to
is.
be very careful there. So,
do. And
so
if you
well,
have-
we're not doctors, so we can't. We could tell stories about what we do,
Right.
and then you take it with a grain of salt. You have to check with your doctor. So, but what's the health trap? Let's get into the entrepreneurial health trap.
Well,
you're speaking to
I'm
a
like a
fellow.
classic example of this.
He
Like,
is.
I'm not as bad as they used to be, but
Yeah.
it's like a lot of times what we do is we put our health aside so that we can get more work done. And like, what does that look like? Jeff and I, when we were talking about this episode, he just like smiles as I'm like, like I'll just go through the list, right? Like skipping meals.
This dude has a Snickers bar or like a bag of popcorn.
No, I have. I'll have these like little granola bars, but you're right. They're more like candy bars. And you know what?
Yeah.
You notice I said bar, not
Bar.
ah.
How are we talking? We got that accent
A
kicking
lot
in.
of people are disappointed when they're like, "Wait, you're from the Boston area and you don't have that," But anyway, we digress. But working late's a huge thing. Like
What time did you work till last Friday night, my friend?
I was here till 8:30 Friday
see.
night. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
but-
then I was here till 7:30 Monday night.
Yep.
And then today's Thursday, so Tuesday and Wednesday I left between 6:30 and 7. So
Yeah, I mean, you got to get
you
work
have
done.
to do it, but like, yeah, we put in a lot of hours, and it's not just me too, because there's times where you and I are here, like we'll record the podcast on a Friday, and then after we're done, we both go back to our
back to
desks,
work.
and then the next thing I know, like you're popping up in my office at like 6:30, and you're like, what time do you plan on leaving? And I'm like, oh crap, it's
But the life of an entrepreneur, the life of a sales professional.
yeah.
You're 24/7, unfortunately, but you have to know when to quit.
You
That's
do.
the key, and because you can't be living on caffeine. I know some people that are
That's a big
constant,
one.
like they have like a pot, they have a coffee maker in their office,
Right.
right? And I have a great video, by the way, on my health channel. Check it out: coffee versus tea. It's a really good one for everyone to see.
That's actually really interesting because I haven't had coffee. I quit drinking coffee in 1990. Can you believe that?
I drink tea.
Yeah, I drink black tea. I have that every morning. But I'll drink black tea, iced tea. I stopped drinking soda in 2008, so I don't get caffeine.
That's
from
good.
there
Soda
anymore.
will kill you.
Yeah,
It's good for your battery in your car. Clean it off. But that's
Well,
about
it's
it.
funny. Like when I was younger, I was drinking Pepsi, and someone's like, "You know that Coke can take the rust off a car?" And I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, "It's a good thing I'm drinking Pepsi." Being a wise
That's a
guy,
good-
but he's like, "It's the same thing." But it's like, yeah, it is definitely not good for your system.
And there's another one. Why do I get texts from you at 2:00 in the morning?
I know. I got an idea.
I get up the next day because I get a good night's sleep. Generally,
Oh, my
I'm
goodness.
a 10 to 6 kind of person
Yeah.
for sleep, and I'll
Sleep-
get in and I'll see. Oh, James texted me at 2:00 in the morning.
Right.
Why? Why do you do that?
Yeah, I mean, like my brain does not shut off. I'm actually going to share a personal thing about this. Is that I found out that I had sleep apnea, and that's something like if you snore a lot, you wake up tired every day.
Is that why Michelle sleeps in the other room?
I know it's like, it's like it was horrible. I did a sleep study and I found out that I woke up because I stopped breathing
Oh, that's not good.
13 times an hour.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the thing. So I know we got a lot to talk about today, but your health has to be a priority. Health is
Yeah.
wealth. We heard about that all the time.
That was huge when I discovered that, and it was a game changer for me. It was about a year ago. I went to see a neurologist, and she's talking to me, and then she's like describing all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, yeah. And then she's like, all right, we'll do a sleep study.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you are having sleep at night, that's something, sleep
And
issues.
sleep along with diet
Yeah.
and exercise. Those are the big three right there.
Yeah.
If you want to say, getting a great night's sleep, a nice deep sleep is very good.
Yeah.
And then, of course, diet and exercise. But,
Yeah.
as an entrepreneur, we talked about, the bad habits, but then the stress overload. You're constantly in wolf mode as an entrepreneur. You know what that
Yeah.
means? You're always working to get the next deal or
Yeah.
the next closing, the next funding. If you're a startup or a founder, you're stressed all the time. And let me tell you, what's the we'll call medicine. What's as far as we're going to go? Exercise and good health.
Yeah.
Prioritize your health first, because why it backfires if you don't do that, what ends up happening if you have bad habits?
low energy, lack of focus, the mood swings. Oh my goodness.
You should see this guy. He's Italian, too.
I'm like raging sometimes.
His hands go in the air like this, right?
Well, we had an issue. We talked about it a little bit last episode about, protecting your business identity, where we have somebody trying to extort us, which is not healthy for his side of things. But we'll save that for another thing.
So and then burnout.
Burnout is very, very common. That is, it's just, a lot. I've talked to a lot of friends that are at a certain stage in their business where everyone feels burnt out today.
And you always get the tip all the time is never quit, right? So you're never quitting. You're trudging ahead. You may have a bad day that you may get denied a client or a deal, and you have to pick yourself up quick because you got to put food on the table. So you get stress overload constantly.
Yeah.
And if you're not taking care of yourself, the stress actually I know we're not doctors, but stress could cause health issues.
It definitely does.
Bottom line.
I mean, it makes you miserable, right? If you're under stress, ask your family, ask your friends, the people that are around you a lot. Like, they can sense when you're stressed, and they see the change in your physiology.
Yep. Yeah. You're not looking healthy. Careful. So, at the end of the day, you can't run a high-performing business with a low-performing body.
That's true.
So your body's got to be high-performing too, right?
Yeah.
Bottom line about that. Speaking of high-performing body, so what inspired you? We talked about your challenge.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you went through some of the habits we just talked about, right?
Right. And it's the nice thing about it, I set a weight goal, which probably wasn't the brightest thing for me to do, in retrospect. But your overall health is more than just your weight. It could be, like in my case, I'm also looking into my body fat and my energy overall. So that's really what was around it. It's like, in looking good, feeling good, all of that stuff, it does a lot for your confidence. But the last few weeks where, I've started these healthy habits, cutting out junk food, being more conscious about what I'm doing.
So we're not raiding the down in the cafeteria here in our studio. We're not going to be getting those chips anymore.
Yeah, the chips and the cookies. Like, I'll go down there and there's like 6 bags of Oreos, and I'm like, oh, I really want them, but
you're better off eating dirt.
No, I know.
You're actually better off eating dirt than
and it's funny. I went to lunch with a friend today up at Framingham State. I skipped.
You didn't invite me.
I know. Well, we'll get up there. I don't know why we have a habit of always going on cold days, walking up there, but. I love crinkle cut French fries, and you know what? Skip them today. It was really good.
Yeah, they're not good for you.
Yeah, they're terrible for you. As much as I love them, but
here's a little tip with fries, though. If they're sweet potato fries and they're not made in trans fat oils, if they're made straight up, not so bad. They're probably the healthiest of the fries. But potatoes in general, sweet potatoes are way better for you than white potatoes. But your wins, though, which is, you are getting better energy overall, and you're making better business decisions. As an entrepreneur, every decision you make is so critical to your business.
Right.
So you have to make sharp decisions there. And you're going to have some days where your motivation's in the tank. You're human.
Right.
Everyone's human. You're going to have a day where you just don't have it, Maybe that's the day to say, you know what, I'm going to go for a walk.
Yeah.
Write this down as a tip. You're just having a day where you're going nowhere, and it's decent outside. Go for a walk. I do that all the time. I'll go for a walk.
Well, and you remember a few years ago, you and I used to meet on the weekends. We'd meet for coffee, or not coffee. Neither one of us drink coffee. We'd meet for like tea.
I drink coffee, but I'm more tea man.
Yeah, like we'd meet to do that. But then we started, why don't we just go take a walk? So we'd walk around one of the fields over here or the track, and when the weather's nicer too. Like a lot of times when you and I are like brainstorming stuff, we would go and walk down the street over to Bowditch or do the track a couple loops while we're working things out. And that's one of your famous pieces of advice. Why don't you
networking? Networking. So why do you always have to have a meeting in a conference room? I always say, if you have the opportunity. Because when you're walking, your brain is like regenerating. Yeah. When I do my strength training, I actually do a walk. I usually go on the rail trail or if it's cold, I'll go to the mall, walk around the mall, and I have like this is all right. This is weird. I know we talk about overworking. This is Saturday mornings a lot of times.
Yeah.
And then I am like, oh wow, now I got my 5 or 6 things I got to do today. But I would have never thought of these things unless I was like exercising, walking, moving my body, because that's going to help with the stress and the motivation. That's why health is going to be in the front seat, not the back seat.
Yeah. And like one of the takeaways I had from this, there's a couple things. For the first time in about 10 years, I mean, I exercise using the treadmill often because it just fits my schedule. And it's like, all right, if I want to watch some TV and wind down, why not do it while I'm moving? Historically, I've only walked on the treadmill. For the first time in about 10 years, I've actually started running.
Oh, there you go. He's going to run the marathon.
Yeah, I won't go that far.
Hey, we got to get a market like a Hotshot table at the Boston Marathon. What do you think of that?
That'd be kind of
Mile
fun.
7. What do you think? Mile 7? I just thought of this. We should.
We'll get the merch out there.
Yeah,
and all of that good stuff.
We'll be on Mile 7 if anyone's in the area. Yeah. At least I'm going to be there. Mile 7 on Marathon Monday here in the greater Boston.
We got to talk about that. We'll plan
bring
out
that
how
up. Maybe in a future episode.
But yeah, I mean, like this hasn't been without bumps in the road though too. Like there's times where it's just like like I said a couple of weeks ago, I just didn't feel well. Yeah. And it's like while I don't travel, I do have like busy days. And then stress too. It's like I caught myself stress eating a few times because I was dealing with
the Oreos were gone.
No, actually, I haven't. I've been really good. I haven't had cookies or candy in like 2 months now. So I gave them up for Lent, and then even before I kind of laid off them. But it's tough, Sometimes your health does have to you do make it because you have
things
to
do.
Produce. It does have to take a back seat, and it sucks when that's the case. I
have a dramatic thing to say. You only live one life, right? If you don't take care of your health, what's going to happen to that life? It's all about what you do in the dash.
Yeah.
You're born, you die. What happens in the middle? Do you want to drive a Ferrari towards the end, or do you want to drive a slow, beat-up car that gets stuck that allows you to have to accomplish great things in life? You don't want to mess with your health, just generally. Yeah. And then why does health really matter for business success? I know we touched on a few of these, but.
Yeah, I mean, it helps you with clearer thinking. It gives you better emotional regulation.
That's very important about emotions because people always act on emotions. If they're tired, they get frustrated, they make bad decisions.
Yeah, I mean, think about it this way. Like if you've ever gone under anesthesia for any procedure or operation or whatever, they make you sign something that says you are not going to work today.
Yeah.
Like I actually, for a routine thing where they have to put you under, I had to sign something and the doctor's like, yeah, you have to promise you're not going to drive, you're not going to do, it's like, what do you do for work? And I told him, he's like, all right, in your case, you don't want to be making any business decisions on a day where you're not, and that's the thing. It's like when you're stressed out, when you're not healthy, your body is kind of in that same shape as being under anesthesia. You're just not thinking clearly.
Of course.
So, and the other thing too is that when you're healthy, you can work those longer days.
Yeah.
Because
especially
you get the stamina
another little health tip. Cut the sugar out. I noticed that a lot when I've cut my sugar out a lot in the past year, and I've noticed that I have a lot more energy. Like we have a marathon day today. I got up at 5:30, went to the gym, did 3 interviews this morning, talked to 2 clients. This is just this morning.
Yeah.
We're doing this today. We're going to venture. I'm going to be like a rock star all day today because I didn't load up on sugar. I didn't get that Starbucks drink with the freaking cream all over the place and sugar, 110 grams of sugar, because that's what's
what they call it, the grande or whatever.
Oh, never get that. I'm going to tell you.
I forget the Italian words for it.
Sorry, Starbucks people, but they have such unhealthy crap there. But so you want to have the stamina, and also you have confidence, right?
Yeah, I mean, when you look better, when you're healthy, you have more confidence. You ever see those TV shows or movies where like the main character is, they go through a glow up, right?
Yeah.
Some kind of a glow up. And
A glow up.
before the glow up, they walk into some place and they have zero confidence. And then, in the case of a woman, she's like, her hair looks beautiful. She's dressed amazing. She walks into a room, everybody's staring at her. With the guy, it's like, he's clean shaven. He's got an outfit that fits him perfectly. And like he just feels like $1 million because he's dressed really nicely. That's kind of what your
That's
health
the confidence.
looks like. That your confidence is like your health. That's what it looks like on
Healthy
you.
people are usually more confident, anyways. Just generally.
In general,
Yeah. And then if you're a leader in your organization, stronger leadership energy is big. I mean, who looks up to a leader or looks down to a leader if they're unhealthy?
Right. Like,
not to be blunt, but if your leader is like very unhealthy, what's your thoughts there?
Well, imagine like you're in a conference room, right? A big conference room, and there's a person in there that's a leader. And the guy gets up and he's walking around the table and just walking that 10 to 12 feet.
He's keeled over.
Yeah, he's like, hi, everybody. Like that is, it's like, it's kind of like someone being dressed dressed poorly as well. Like dressed completely inappropriate for a role. And it's like, you can't control it. We don't want to, we're not body shaming people.
Yeah.
It's,
not.
But it's also like, if your health is that way where, you can't really move around the building a lot, that's something you do want to talk to your doctor and figure out, is there a way you can fix it? I mean, it's just, it'll do wonders for your, when I remember, because I've had, my weight, goes up and down. I'm like a yo-yo, I guess.
You're a yo-yo weight person.
Yeah.
Don't do it, all right, this is advice. The hell with those stupid diets you see on like TV commercials, because that's what happens with people that do that. But your health is your hidden business partner. So just like we always talk about AI, your AI prompt is a business partner for you. Your health is your hidden successful business partner. You're healthy, you're gonna do better, right? So let's talk about sleep. There's some pillars of health, and sleep is probably the most important one of all.
Sleep is really important.
It's like sleep's a luxury. I sleep when I'm dead. I hear that a lot. I'm like, really? So if you're dead, you're out of business.
It's true. I mean, I know there's a lot of people brag about how little sleep they have. Ideally, I think the recommendation is like 6 to 8 hours.
6 to 8 hours, yep.
Yeah.
But, your focus out the window, your creativity, how can you even think? Right? How can you think if you're taking a nap? Like your brain's taking a nap, and then of course you get Italian, you start losing patience. Right? Like everything's like in your way.
Yeah.
You're driving on Route 9. Why is this car like in front of me? You're doing 50 miles an hour down the road. And then of course you'll make the best decisions.
That's true.
Yeah. It's just you can't out hustle exhaustion. So sleep, hit that one home.
Right.
Sleep, and there's another one, Mr. Treadmill.
Movement is one of your favorite things that you recommend all the time. I mean, even today, you're like, you see me sitting at my desk all the time, and you're like, you should get a standing desk. Or when I used to work for TJX, we had like these treadmills that you could. It wasn't a powered treadmill, but you could like walk while the way the desk was set up. It was a really cool concept.
Yeah, I mean, movement.
One of those.
It quietly, corporate America is a silent killer because a lot of people are just sitting in a cube. And how about these companies that say, "You're gonna tell us when you're going to the bathroom"?
I had a boss like that one.
Really, if you're in HR in any corporate company today, stop it now with those rules. Stop it. I'm serious. Yeah. You gotta promote people moving around. We talk about networking, right?
I remember I had an intern once that was like, we were taught, like I was sitting, the person was working at the desk in my office, and then they're like, "Excuse me." I'm like, "Sure, what's up? Is it okay if I go to the bathroom?" I'm like, "You don't have to ask. This isn't high school."
Yeah, it's not high school. So basically, if you're a leader and if you're doing that to your team, don't be a leader. You're not a leader. Serious, not to be blunt here, but movement. Your mood's gonna be better because when you're moving, the endodorphins are going. You like that word, endodorphins?
Yeah.
Right? And your blood's flowing because when blood's flowing properly, into your brain, into your body. You're not, if you have cold hands, that's a good sign that you're not moving enough.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good, and then of course you feel better, stress relief. I love it when I do those dumbbells, 80-pound dumbbells. And that just makes me feel good.
Yeah.
You're moving yourself, right? So, the unofficial Hotshot push-up challenge, speaking of that.
Right. I mean, it's something we've been doing. We have a TikTok video out there.
You got to check it out on our channel.
Of us, this is episode, 44. So we try and do as many push-ups as the episode number is.
Yeah, 44, man.
Yeah. And I know, last week, we both, I think, did 50 to just show that we could see how far we could go.
Not bad for a bunch of 50-year-old dudes.
Yeah, not bad for some two older dudes, right?
But that's just a thought I just had for you in your company. Have those type of physical challenges.
Yeah.
Check with your doctor first. Remember that. But
do not attempt 50 push-ups unless you talk to your doctor.
Talk to your doctor.
That is not a wise thing to do.
But yeah, even some small bursts of movement help. It's really. I can't emphasize that enough. Sleep and movement are big, right? And then last but not least of the pillars.
Oh, nutrition is a huge
Mr. Oreo cookies.
Well, no, actually, I have to say, I'm starting to really lose my taste for sugar. I don't like sugary things. Like, I used to love, when I was a kid, I probably, those things of frosting, I would have and now it's like when I see a cake with frosting, I want to scrape it off.
I do too. Like I'm very lucky. My family, they make some good cakes. My stepfather, my wife Heather, and I always tell them, just don't bother with the frosting. It's at least for me. If because you have energy crashes. Again, sugar affects your mood and focus. We talked about that before. You want to feel your body like you feel your business. I want to bring something up, too. When you go shopping, you ever go shopping, you go to Market Basket, or what's always in the front of the store?
I know.
I have a video about that.
Yeah.
How marketing affects your diet on my social channel, connected channel. But they always put the healthy stuff way in the back.
They do. And you know what's funny is, and I was just at Market Basket a couple nights ago, and when you look at a grocery store, they say stick to the perimeter, because it's like when you go in, you usually have your milks, your cheeses, your the dairy, eggs, all of that type of stuff. The meats are all along the perimeter. Yeah. And then on the other side, there's usually the produce.
Yeah. Way in the back.
The stuff in the middle.
Is the
chips, the canned foods, all the candy, the box cereals, the breakfast cereals. But
isn't it ironic, the shorter steps, because you want to do steps? If everyone has a Fitbit, it's good to get.
Always get a Fitbit.
I always try to get 10,000 steps a day on average.
Yeah.
But it's ironic you got to take more steps to get to the good food in the supermarket. Isn't that funny?
It's like the way they always do it too. I mean, all the healthy stuff is usually, like you said, it's way in the back.
Way in the back.
And what do you walk into in the front? It's candy, Halloween, especially
Halloween candy.
It's now Easter is this weekend, so what is there? A lot of Easter candy.
Easter bunny, marshmallows. And it's ironic you 4 steps to get to that.
Well, the thing is, if you eat a lot of marshmallows, you're gonna feel like one.
Yeah, you'll look like one too.
That was one of the good things about going vegetarian is now I don't eat anything with gelatin. So marshmallows, gummy bears.
So, these pills, sleep, nutrition, movement, and all that, if you lack of movement, it leads to stress management, because then now you're managing stress because of bad sleep, diet, et cetera, right?
Yeah. I mean, your mind, your mental health, and it's you can be surprised at how much the sugar and all of that affects your stress. If you ever feel that anxiety, jumpiness, that's usually led to by sugar. You look at your heart rate. I mean, Jeff and I both use Fitbits, but you can use
so many apps.
The Galaxy Watch, the Apple Watch, whatever. There's 1,000 different watches out there that you can, or the Ring. There's all these different tools you can have to monitor your heart rate. And if you ever eat a bunch of sugary foods, you're going to notice that your heart rate's going to spike a little bit too.
Yeah. So, overall strategies, and these are non-medical, it's just simply taking breaks. Set your boundaries, don't overdo it.
Yeah.
Delegate, this is a management tip here. Manage like a hot shot. delegate to your team wherever
Right.
possible. Don't try to do everything yourself. Yeah, time away from the screens is huge.
Especially at night.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
mean,
big thing. Like an hour before bed,
don't look at screens.
don't look at your phone. Don't look at. I mean, obviously, if you have to, you have to. But like, don't use your phone. Read a book. Like if you're just trying to pass time, don't doom scroll through social media
Oh,
to go to
geez.
sleep.
Worst thing to do.
Yeah, worst thing to do because you'll just be on for hours and hours and hours. Instead, pick up a book and read until you fall asleep.
And hobbies. One thing you ever notice, very successful people have hobbies.
That's true.
They play golf, pickleball. My
Hiking.
owner of my company, the recruiting company, he kiteboards.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, he does all this like crazy stuff. He owns his own boats. He goes fishing. You have a hobby like that. That's really, really important. My personal thing is play the guitar, right, or my harmonica.
the social harmonizer.
The social harmonizer, but pick up the guitar, hit a couple. I'm trying to learn the social connector song, man. That's a little tough.
Oh,
That's a hard,
because you get the tab generated.
I got the tab generated for it, but
So for those of you that don't know what tab is, so a guitar has 6 strings, and there's a fretboard, and what tablature does, it makes it really easy to learn how to play guitar.
Yeah.
And you don't have to learn to read
I
music.
I can't do it with my ear
Yeah,
whatsoever.
or it's hard. Like I can read music, but I read it really, really slowly. But tab, it actually shows you 6 lines, meaning each of the the E string, like all the way down, and then it'll tell you which fret number to put your finger on.
Yeah,
and
you could.
And there's a whole bunch of other stuff that goes into it. But like that's a hotshot tip if you want to
Hotshot
learn
tip.
how to from 2 guitarists. If you want to.
Boom.
I know. This is like we've been good. I think we've gone like 3 episodes. We're
That
gonna
was
have
like
a sign up episodes that we haven't hit the table. or
Well,
the
you
mic
blew
thing.
it there.
I know. We'll start with one next week. But yeah, like that's a hotshot tip. If you want to learn how to play guitar, look up tab.
Oh, one more thing before we go. That I saw on Route 126 here for local framing, a new music school is opening up.
Oh.
Yeah, plugged in. It's called like Plugged In. Or
I
something.
think I met the owners. They were at. We met their owners that night at Aloft a
Yeah.
couple months ago. They're
It's
really
wild.
good people. We'll have to
play music.
have to
Music's a
talk
good tip.
about them. Yeah.
So let's
our
land the
angle
plane
is-
here. Identity shift. So stop seeing health as an option. I think we hit that home today.
Right.
All right. It's start seeing it as a business asset. It's part of your team. Your health is part of your team. As a business owner, as a leader, as a solopreneur, healthy leaders show up better. They lead better. They sell better. They think better.
True.
Leave it at that because they're healthy. Right. So
Yeah.
what's a hot shot angle there?
Well, a healthy hot shot is a dangerous hot shot in the
Yeah.
best way, of
In the
course.
best way. That's
Best
it.
way.
Yeah. So rapid fire. There's part of your business strategy. Momentum beats perfection.
It does.
Because, again, you're going to have some days you're like, oh, shoot, you have a setback. So you want to be perfect. If you wait for perfection, it's never going to happen, right? You got to have momentum there. And then how about those small habits?
Yeah, they compound into big results. It's like a snowball, right?
Yeah, just build up some good habits. And then protecting your energy is like,
Yeah, it protects your revenue.
of course, if you don't have energy, you're not going to have revenue. And then a sharper body.
Creates a much sharper mind.
How do you like this? Like, how do we feed off each other? It's like,
I love it.
right? And then you can't scale a business if you're running on fumes. It's like driving your car down the street and it's like you have that red light going. Yeah.
Or, for people that have the electric cars, it's like they're running out of a charge and they're like, crap, I got to find a hill to go down to charge the battery.
It's my
like
own
that's what, your life is like if you are running on low energy.
So, yeah. So, hey, be healthy like a hot shot. I know it's a little bit of a difference, not necessarily a marketing tip this week, but this is like setting a foundation for you to be successful in anything you got to do. I felt like we felt that was a big topic to discuss this week for episode 44.
It's been something I know you and I have talked about this as a topic for a long time because it is important. It's something that comes up, weekly with us when we have our planning meetings and such too, that it's and we'd love to hear in the comments from the hot shots out there, what other aspects of health are, like what in this episode really resonated with you, but what other health related topics related to business, obviously.
Yep.
are you interested in? And then maybe we can take a deeper dive into some of these things.
Yeah, like not to divert, but AMA Boston, we're actually doing a 5K walk in the middle of May.
Wow.
It's a networking event for members only. Check that out soon, AMABoston.org.
I may have to join that.
May 16th, I think. But that's good. So, yep, so definitely comments, like, share. We want more followers. Tell your friends. April 8th, see us in person. You got to come. I'm going to say it wrong. Kaipi Sports Bar,
and
Framingham, Mass.
And this summer, or this spring actually, we will be doing our first live outdoor show. So stay tuned for that. We will get the details.
We'll get that going.
We haven't finalized that yet, but we are going to this. Within the next 3 months, our next live show will most likely be the outdoor one.
Hey, it's finally. I mean, what the hell is it? Like 40 degrees today?
Oh my goodness! It was like 70.
We're
the
in
other
sweaters.
Day. I know, and like we're in April.
But hopefully it'll warm up. So marketlikeahotshot.com. Check us out. Learn like a hotshot. We've got some new classes going there.
Yeah.
And Spotify, Amazon, Apple, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. We're all there. So. Let's see you soon.
And one final reminder, anything related to your nutrition, your exercise, your supplements, talk to your doctor.
Talk to your doctor. No doubt. You have to do that.
So talk to your doctor like a hotshot. That'll be an episode.
Doctor like a hotshot. Dr. Hotshot.
Dr. Hotshot. Yeah, we're going to.
And we'll leave it at that today. Have a good day, everyone.
Take
care.